Hello, everyone. This is Courtney again. I am recording part two, I guess, or part three, however you want to see it, of training instructions for the Saints by Sea project. The first thing that I wanted to show is sometimes when you find a potential match on Family Search, the match may look 100% accurate based off of family relations or records, but perhaps the birth year might be off. Maybe there's an age discrepancy. So I wanted to show an example of that in my previous research so that in case you run into that in your research, you'll get a better idea of how to determine if it's correct. So the person I'm looking at is James Forrest, and you'll notice that this spreadsheet is a little bit different, but this is from the year 1869. We just approached research a little bit different that year. But I have his Saints by Sea already pulled up and his corresponding individual on Family Search. So if you go on Saints by Sea, you can see that he was 11 from Scotland, and this is his family, well, assumed family, and then this is his individual on Family Search. So based off of his sources, let's see, he doesn't really have much to determine when he immigrated. The only thing that we can use is, let's see, he was in the Scotland census in 1861 and then the United States Census in 1870. A fun fact about this, in 1869, that was the year that the railroad was completed, and that was the first year that Saints, when they sailed over, they would ride the railroad to Utah instead of going by wagon, I guess, covered wagons. And so usually if an individual immigrated before 1869 or 1868, around then, they will have a source showing what handcart company they were a part of. That's not for everybody, but that for most people, that's there. So since he's not attached that, the chances of him immigrating in 1869 are really likely. And then if we look at all of the family members, he obviously has a huge family. It's looking like Elizabeth and Thomas are his parents. We have an Elizabeth and Thomas, and then let's see children: Elizabeth, Thomas, a John, a Margaret, a Vere. Let's see if we're going down by age. We have an Elizabeth, a Thomas, a John. We have a Jenny, and then we have Vere, and then we have James, who's 11, and then another Elizabeth, who's an infant. But looking at that information, the fact that all of these individuals are here, and then all of the individuals are here together on Family Search, it's very likely this is the correct individual. The gap that I've been giving myself to say if this was kind of where birth year was maybe not as accurate is if it was 4 years or more, 4 years or less, or 4 years or more, then they determined birth year based off of the age listed on the passenger list. So if we're looking at that, it looks like he would have been born in 1858 if this age is correct and the birth year. But this lists his birth year as 1854, so that's within that 4+ year range, which is why I put on my comments on Saints by Sea, whenever it loads, I put comments confident though there is an age discrepancy. So that's what I put there. Now let's move to the next example that I want to look at. So I'm going to look at this individual, Jane Davis. Go ahead and type in my volunteer name. Click on her Saints by Sea individual, and she has an automated Family Search ID. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. We're going to look at that first. So find by ID. Here we go. Here's Jane. Alrighty, so Jane, let's see, according to this, she was 28 from Wales, so she would have been born around 1844. And this lists her birth year as 1842, so it could very well be her. And looking at her information, she was born in England, died in Utah, so she definitely immigrated at some point. Let's see, but she was married in 1861 in Utah, and it looks like she had many children. Jane, born in Utah. Lucy, born in Utah. Many children that were born in Utah, so she definitely immigrated before 1861. So this is not her on Saints by the Sea. Now, the thing is, if you find someone that definitely immigrated like she did, but it was not the year that it has assumed it to be on this master list, then go ahead and try and find the actual individual within Family Search. So it's listing her immigration as either 1855 or 1866, but if I look at her sources, here's an example of someone that was in a handcart company. I can click on this, take me to information about the company that she supposedly traveled with. Here we go. Milo Andrus Company, Mormon Overland Pioneer Company. Let's look at her. We're going to go ahead and leave Family Search to look at the information about her, or about who this supposedly is. Okay, traveled in 1855 with this whole family. So if she immigrated in 1855 by handcart, she very likely sailed in 1855. So in that case, we're going to go back to the master list and we're going to go to the year 1855. Here we are. And we're going to go ahead and do a Control F search for last name Davis, see if we can find anything. And it's not looking like there are any results. Okay, so we have a William, but that's not what we're looking for. So if this is the case, sometimes there might be misspelling. So let's try Davies and see if we can find anything. Aha, Minnie Davies. So if we look right here, we have a Jane. Okay, no, that's not what we want. Sorry about that. We have a Jane Davies, born in 1843. She was born in 1842. Looks like I have already done this research. So the Family Search ID that I found for her was KWV9NQK, which is the exact same ID as this one. So in that case, what we're going to want to do is we want to copy her Saints by the Sea ID number, 14173. I've copied that. Let's go back to 1872. Go to this individual, and we don't need that anymore. Oh, now it's took me away. Let's go back and find her. Here she is. So we're going to go ahead and cross this out. And then for our comments, since she immigrated in 1855, let's see, we're going to just write that in there. This individual immigrated in 1855. See Saints by the Sea, database ID number 14173. And so whoever's going through here, and then since this was not a match, we'll just go through the same process as we did with that other family, and I will search for her within Family Search and see if I can find a match. So that is how you do that portion of the training. Thanks for watching.